Labour is in turmoil and the cracks are beginning to show. The party has been hit with not one, but several devastating scandals, each of them threatening to unravel its carefully crafted image. The most immediate threat comes from a growing rebellion in the countryside, where farmers are rallying against a deeply unpopular inheritance tax raid. But it doesn't stop there. The state of Britain's roads has reached crisis levels, with Labour accused of failing to tackle the pothole epidemic that's crippling the country. And as if domestic issues weren't enough, Elon Musk has entered the fray, launching blistering attacks on Keir Starmer while predicting a political earthquake in the next UK election. It started with an announcement in Rachel Reeves's budget that would send shockwaves through the farming community. Labour's decision to target inheritance tax exemptions for farmers has been described by critics as an attack on rural Britain itself. The National Farmers Union and Fair Fuel UK wasted no time, mobilising tens of thousands of their members in protest. Over 30,000 emails flooded into government inboxes within 48 hours, demanding that the policy be scrapped. The anger was palpable as farmers, many of whom have worked their land for generations, accused Labour of failing to understand the realities of rural life. In London this week, those frustrations boiled over during a massive demonstration. Farmers from across the country descended on the capital to voice their discontent. Signs reading "Scrap the tax" were held high as speeches decried the injustice of a policy that many believe threatens the very fabric of rural communities. But for all the passion on display, the protest remained peaceful. Organisers made it clear they were looking for solutions, not chaos. Labour's response, however, has only poured fuel on the fire. Environment Secretary Steve Reed refused to apologise for the anxiety caused to farmers, defending the policy as necessary for the greater good. In an interview, Reed argued that the tax changes were designed to make this country's economy work and our public services work again. His comments were met with outrage. Farmers and campaigners accused him of being tone-deaf, dismissing the deep emotional and financial impact the policy is having on rural communities. Howard Cox, the founder of Fair Fuel UK, described the policy as economically stupid and accused Labour of being out of touch with the countryside. Cox explained how farmers are now delaying critical investments, fearing that adding value to their land could make them targets for even higher taxes. He revealed that many farmers had urged him to take action, leading to the avalanche of emails sent to government officials. The stakes are high, and the message from rural Britain is clear. If Labour doesn't reverse course, this polite protest could escalate into something far more disruptive. Cox warned of a potential rural revolt if Labour fails to engage with farmers' concerns. The demonstration in London was peaceful, he explained, but there's a limit to how long people will remain patient. Farmers are frustrated, emotional, and increasingly disillusioned with a government that they feel has abandoned them. Labour may have underestimated just how deeply this issue resonates in the countryside, but if they continue to ignore the warnings, the consequences could be catastrophic. As if the inheritance tax debacle weren't enough, Labour is also facing mounting criticism over the state of Britain's roads. The pothole crisis has reached breaking point, with recent data revealing that compensation claims for vehicle damage have more than doubled. Campaigner Mr. Pothole has spent years sounding the alarm about Britain's crumbling infrastructure, and his frustration with Labour is now boiling over. Despite earlier optimism about Labour's willingness to tackle the issue, Mr. Pothole now says his faith in the party has been shattered. He blasted the government's failure to invest adequately in road repairs, pointing out that poorly maintained roads cost the UK economy a staggering £14.4 billion annually. According to Mr. Pothole, the only solution is a £3 billion yearly investment in resurfacing, a figure that dwarfs the £500 million pledged by Rachel Reeves in her budget. The pothole crisis is more than just an inconvenience, it's a symbol of broader government neglect. Local councils are spending millions defending compensation claims instead of fixing roads, a fact that has enraged drivers and campaigners alike. Mr. Pothole warned that without serious investment, the situation will only get worse, costing taxpayers even more in the long run. His message to Labour was blunt: you need to resurface your roads. The growing discontent with Labour's domestic policies is happening against the backdrop of an extraordinary international feud. Elon Musk, the world's richest man, has taken aim at Keir Starmer and the Labour Party, delivering a series of stinging criticisms. Musk, who recently accused Labour of going full Stalin over its inheritance tax policies, has now turned his attention to Starmer's plummeting popularity. A new poll from JL Partners revealed that Starmer's favourability rating has nosedived, dropping from plus 7% to a shocking minus 22% in just 5 months. Musk couldn't resist taking a swipe, joking that it's a low bar to be more popular than the Prime Minister. But his critique didn't stop there. In a fiery social media post, Musk predicted a massive shake-up in British politics, claiming that the establishment political parties are headed for a crushing defeat in the next election. Reform UK, a rising political force, has seized on Musk's comments, positioning themselves as the only party truly committed to free speech and meaningful change. A Reform UK source praised Musk for speaking out, accusing both Labour and the Tories of introducing draconian measures that stifle free expression. With Musk's backing, Reform UK is gaining momentum, and some are beginning to wonder if the tech mogul could become a kingmaker in British politics. The feud between Musk and the UK government has reached new heights in recent weeks. Labour MPs have summoned Musk to a Commons inquiry over the spread of harmful content on his social media platform, X. In response, Musk issued a stark warning. If UK officials continue their censorship and threats, they too could be summoned to the United States to explain their actions. The clash has sparked fears of a transatlantic fallout, with Labour's leadership scrambling to contain the damage. Nigel Farage, a divisive yet influential figure, has been tipped as a potential bridge between Musk and the British government. Farage's connections to Donald Trump and other key players make him a valuable intermediary, but it remains to be seen whether Labour will take advantage of his unique position. Back at home, the scandals keep piling up. Farmers are furious, drivers are fed up, and Labour's leadership is under fire from all sides. The anger in rural Britain is growing, and the pothole crisis is a constant reminder of government inaction. Meanwhile, Elon Musk's scathing attacks on Starmer have added an international dimension to Labour's troubles, further complicating their path forward. The question now is whether Labour can regain control before it's too late. Will they listen to the farmers and reverse their inheritance tax policy? Will they finally address the pothole epidemic with the seriousness it demands? And how will they navigate the escalating feud with Musk, whose influence could shape the next election? One thing is certain: the stakes have never been higher. The countryside is on the brink of revolt, campaigners are losing faith, and international tensions are only adding fuel to the fire. As these scandals continue to unfold, Labour's ability to weather the storm will be put to the ultimate test. For now, the party appears to be in freefall, with no clear path to redemption. Britain is watching, and the clock is ticking.